Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Eternal Midnight. And we're continuing Mission Impossible, the Mission Impossible saga. And last week we covered Mission Impossible 1 and 2. And now we're covering an underrated movie, as well as the reboot, Ghost Protocol. Mission Impossible 3 and Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. So, Chad, my man, Mission Impossible 3, what did you think of it?
Honestly, I love this movie. As soon as I watched it, because like you, I've seen this on a decent amount of lists. Like, I mean, there's only 6 movies, so it's like you can't. It's not like, you know, a movie franchise where it's like there's like 10, or like the MCU where there's like a million, and it's like you see something like good down in the bottom, and you're like, oh, why is that there? And oh, I like this better, blah blah. So it's like with only 6, but it's like I usually see 3 like in the bottom half, and it's my second favorite out of the 5 I've seen so far. Rogue Nation is the only one I haven't seen yet, but I have seen Fallout. But it's like I think 3 is awesome. I like 3.
I knew you would like 3. I said it to you, like, you're for sure gonna like 3.
Well, it was cool because it's like the domestication of Hunt, pulling him out, trying to retire, train operatives to be in the field so he can live a normal life. And I just love how they even question it throughout the whole movie of, are you able to do it? You can't. His other operatives being like, you can't have that normal life if you're still going to be doing this. And bringing Julia herself into the story, I think massively ramped up the story. And honestly, Davian is my favorite villain so far.
Fair enough. Davian really is threatening. Like, man, the first time I saw it, the opening scene with Davian and the whole...
That was the perfect way to start a film. J.J. Abrams did such a... I want more of this stuff from J.J. Abrams. I don't want Force Awakens stuff from him. I'm not going to say Rise of Skywalker because that's a Disney mess. But it's like, I want more of this from him, because it's like what JJ seems to be good at is taking something that already exists and like doing something new and different with it, I feel like. Because like this feels nothing like 1 and 2.
Yeah, exactly.
At all.
Completely different. The tone is completely different, which I love, because here it's like Mission Impossible 3 feels like it's a very personal story, because MI1 and MI2 are like, oh, like MI1 is like, oh, it's the CIA conspiracy with the knock list. MI2 is it's a virus. MI3 is a very personal story where Ethan's wife is like threatened, and I love the fact that Ethan Hunt's care for his teammates is used as a weapon, because here with Lindsay Ferris, who dies in the most horrific way possible. Like, the first time,
what a fucked up way to get killed. Oh my God. Have a little thing blow up inside your head.
And when
she died, it was like, geez, they did a good job with that effect where it's like her head just like shocks and her eye gets all fucked up. It's like, oh shit, they just killed Carrie Russell.
Yeah, because like, again, because what this movie does is it takes Ethan Hunt's greatest strength, which is his care for his teammates, and uses it against him, like, because he trained Lindsay Ferris, put her in the field, and now she's dead. And like that's my favorite shot in MI3. When Ferris just died, her eyes are cross-eyed. Hunt takes Ferris's head and cradles it in his arms, and you can just see the look in his eyes, like he's gonna fucking kill whoever did this. Oh my God.
Cruz giving another amazing performance as Ethan Hunt. Amazing. And this is my favorite performance of his. I mean, I like him in this one way better than 1 and 2, and I loved him in 1. But it's like he like JJ working with Cruz, I'm sure we're able to be like, all right, here's what we did. We're going to push your character further.
I love it. I really love it. This is an example of taking the character and pushing him to another level of limits, not limiting himself to the original. Because like, it's easy for Ethan Hunt to come back and do the shit he's done before, but this one, it's like, yeah, dude.
The character is growing. It doesn't feel, and while the like old James Bond movies, some are good, some are bad, the way James Bond used to be just felt stagnant. Yeah. It was just rinse, wash, repeat. Oh, here's Bond. He does his one-liners. He does his thing. Yeah. But it's like with Ethan Hunt and Mission Impossible, it's like he
person.
does grow in each movie.
Yeah.
Which it begins, which in a way, it's like you've said it and other people have said it, like Ghost Protocol is like the reboot.
Yeah.
I almost feel like this was the reboot because it's like this was where Julia was introduced, and she's like the story that she's a part of lasts all the way through Fallout. So it's like I'm aware of this. I'm aware everything with Davian doesn't line up with what happens in Ghost Protocol, but from what I've heard, and I could be wrong, correct me, everything in Ghost Protocol doesn't line up with Rogue Nation. Rogue Nation and Fallout are the two that really line up with each other.
Rogue Nation and Fallout are the only two that which relate to each other. Ghost Protocol, the Syndicate is teased at the very end of that's the last,
the last like 5 seconds.
Yeah, but I mean, like to me, this is the reboot because Ghost Protocol.
This felt like the fresh start. Like the movie starting out with Ethan Hunt living in a house with his fiance. Like, I'm done, I'm moving on, but then he gets dragged back in.
Yeah, with the very first, like, you notice that there was more of Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad's first role, the brother of Julia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was one of his first roles before Breaking Bad. If you look at that, you know. Yeah, that was him. And again, this really is a very vulnerable spot for Ethan because when Davian says, like, you have a wife and girlfriend.
That's the first thing he says to him. What's your name? He's just sitting there, and it's like, that's when you know you're dealing with, like, a true mastermind, where it's like, they don't care about anything else going on them. Who are you? Yeah. Because as soon as I get out of this, you're going to regret it, and I'm going to make your life hell.
No, you have a wife, girlfriend. The monotone way he says it, like, whoever she is, I'm going to find her. I'm going to hurt her. And I'm going to kill you in front of her. Like, dude, I wouldn't fuck with this guy whatsoever. Like, the way Ethan Hunt acts, like, he holds him out of the plane.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I love it.
And it's like, also, what else? The escape scene. Where Davian that bridge scene was amazing.
Every
I thought
Mission Impossible movie has a standout like set piece. The first one was the hanging. The second one was the cliffs. The third one is this because, again, that they couldn't have an actual drone, but Tom Cruise running from that explosion, that is real. That knockback to his car, that's a real thing. There was no wires there, dude. That was an actual shockwave. Like, the man's crazy, dude. He
is. But he does say, but that's what I was saying when we talked about Toads. It's like, this guy has such a dedication to this role and his craft that it's like, dude, good on you. Dude, seriously, we don't need to see, like, it seems like if he's, like, Cruise almost seems like he has the mindset of, if my face is going to be on scene, that has to be me.
Yeah.
Like, maybe if it's an action scene from behind, just his head of him doing something insane that could get him killed, maybe that's a body double, but like that, him running from that explosion and getting flung into the car, that's him.
That was real, dude. I love that. And you're like, imagine if a director told you to do that. Like, you're gonna feel a shockwave that will propel you.
Smash into a car.
I would be scared, dude. I would be really scared. Oh man, that was brilliant. The escape scene of Davian was amazing. And when he got that anti-aircraft gun shot on the drone, I was like, genius. And honestly underrated. What is underrated? I love the Vatican break-in.
Yes.
I love the way he did it. That was so cool. The way he just switches costumes, and then he's like, and he's still he has time to like banter with Luther. He's like, dude, Jules and I got married. Congratulations. So it's like, honestly, I'm sorry to say, like, while Carrie Russell and Michelle Monaghan were super hot, Maggie Q, like, wow, Maggie Q.
Maggie Q's a badass.
Maggie Q is brilliant. I love Maggie Q. Like, this was one of her first roles. I love Maggie Q in this.
If you want to see another movie where she's pretty badass, Live Free or Die Hard.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Yeah, she was fucking hardcore in that film.
Maggie Q in that red dress in the break-in was like, wow, perfection.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Yeah, I mean, and it's just jumping set piece to set piece, but it was like, as soon But what I love about that also is Ethan Hunt's mindset. The second Davian gets away,
Yeah.
where's Julia?
Yeah.
And he just immediately rushes to find that she's already been kidnapped. And now it's become a personal vendetta for him to get her back. And like that, all the shit he goes through with being captured in IMF. And see, there's another thing right there that they did that was left out of the second one was the mystery was, oh shit,
Yeah,
Lawrence
yeah, yeah.
Fishburne's the asshole. And then it's no, Billy Crudup's going to help him. And then they flip it later after we watch the interrogation scene again with Davian doing the countdown, the gun against her head. And it's like, but it's like the different from 2, that was an unmasking I was not counting on.
Really?
Like, that was one where I thought that was actually Julia who got shot.
You watched Fallout.
I know, but I was trying to take myself out of the mindset of having seen Fallout.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like, that ruins it. If you've already known that, if I already knew she was alive, because I was sitting and thinking, how did she survive? And then it was the mask. And I was like, okay, but I was trying to put myself into the mindset of, I'm sitting in the theater on opening weekend watching Mission Impossible 3.
Yeah, to be fair, to expound on that, when I watched it the first time, I thought she was fucked. Like, when she got shot, I was like, oh, she's
Or
dead.
I was wondering, I was like, is she in on this and she's faking being dead? Because we didn't see the gun to her head when the gunshot went off. I was like, did maybe he fire behind her and she reacted? Is she in on this? Has she been a double agent who she's been trying to infiltrate him the whole time or something? But then like that, when it was the mask, I was like, okay, cool. That was an unmasking that I was not expecting compared to the one in the second one.
Yeah, here's the thing: did you expect Billy Crudup to be the villain?
I did not.
No,
I still was expecting Lawrence Fishburne because they swap out who the IMF contact is in every movie. So it was like I can't look at any of these people and think they're going to survive for the next one because we never see them again anyways.
Yeah, it's true, really true. I did like the fact that Billy Crudup was a bad guy. I didn't expect that. I really thought it was Lawrence Fishburne the first time I saw it. I was like, oh shit, it's Lawrence Fishburne. Nah, it's not. It's Billy Crudup. That was insane. I did like that. I also did like the fact that I like the very personal fight at the very end. It's not a huge like action set piece that can fall out, or it's just a very like closed quarter. Tom Cruise has a bomb in his head. He has to shock himself to death and just to bring him back to life. And when
before that, the death of Davian.
That was brilliant. One of the best.
That was awesome. They're just like a brawl out in the street. Truck coming. Ethan Hunt rolls over. So Davian's on top of him. And he just looks up. Boom. Truck runs him over. It's like, yes. Sometimes simplicity works. Because it's like, you don't always need the bad guy to go out in like a helicopter explosion or a grenade going off in their face. Sometimes a simple beheading from a truck running you over, that's all you need.
Yeah, that's my second favorite death in the Mission Impossible franchise. The first being Henry Cavill's with the hook hitting him in the forehead.
Oh, easily. But yeah, what you're saying, yeah, with like that, he's like, Julia, help me, like, you know, and this poor woman, she's just a nurse. Now she's been kidnapped, held at gunpoint, tied up, and now she's being handed a gun by her boyfriend. And he's like, here's how you work it, because I gotta die to live, and you have to bring me back. And it was like, the timing of all of that was perfect too, where I'm like, again, I had to pull myself out of the mindset of, I've seen Ghost Protocol and Fallout. I'm like, is this the death of could this be the death of Ethan Hunt? Even though I know it's not, but it's like, I still like to watch movies for the first time where I've seen later ones with a first time mindset. And it was tension filled if he was coming back or not.
Yeah, but like,
JJ did a good job on that.
I love how she adapts to the situation. Like, she adapts fast. Like, when Ethan Hunt's like in cardiac arrest, she sees the people come in. She looks the reflection. She scouts down to really see Richie there, and then she fires. Like, masterful. That's brilliant. I love scenes like that.
And she kills Billy Crudup.
Like, that was awesome, dude. When she killed Billy Crudup, oh, he's dead.
Thanks. I got the rabbit foot back.
I didn't even know what the rabbit's foot was. I mean, we saw like a brief glimpse of it, but it was
just a little red thing. It was probably just a virus, but it's like, but that's what I liked about it is the goal of the villain of this one wasn't as important as the emotional, personal story that Ethan was going through with this one with Julia and Davian, which I thought was genius. It was genius making that the forefront instead of just another, we have to get the MacGuffin
Yeah,
to keep the plot going. They
because
flipped it.
yeah, because this one it really is. Uh, they really bring Ethan Hunt down to earth. This is the movie that separated. Um, this is the movie that separated Ethan Hunt and James Bond for me. Because if that was James's girl, we wouldn't have cared.
He might have tried to save her, but if she got killed, she got. Aside from Vesperlin, I guess. But if this was the chick from 2 or from Quantum of Solace or Spectre, that's the end of them, I guess.
Yeah, which I love it, but just again, it goes back to the opening scene to see Hunt, that a guy who's so in control, be put in that place of desperation. It's like amazing. I do love it. I love it so much. So I mean, like, yeah, basically.
Well, what was it he said? When they were like both like she brought him back, they're walking out, they're like walking outside, like just getting the fresh air, the mission's done, and he's just like, I work for an organization called the IMF, and she's like, what's that stand for? Didn't he say like Impossible Mission Force or something?
Impossible Mission Force. I was like, yeah, just keep the acronym. I don't want to know what it is. Like, he never.
No, I just love that because it was a good set. That was a good spot for a little bit of humor to lift the weight of everything we just went through, of the emotional roller coaster of, is Ethan Hunt dead? Is Julia gonna be able to bring him back? And I just love that ending, like him, and like even that leaving what the rabbit's foot is mysterious. He's like, what is it? And he's like, I'll tell you what it is if you promise to come back to work. Okay, after my honeymoon. And then the movie ends with him and Julia leaving. And I was like, that is this is another series where it's like, this could have been the end. They could have said, this is the last one.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like, Mission Impossible 3 was framed as the finale. because
to me, this could have been a great finale. This could have been the perfect way to end things.
Because for a while it disappeared. Because this came out 2006, I think 2005, I believe, and they stopped. I mean, like
all of these had massive time gaps between them. Like the first one was 96, 2000, 2006, 2011, 15, 18, then 21, 22. But it's like, even the first couple all had big gaps between them. But I could still see why people thought it was done, because it was framed as the end. He wasn't going on another mission. He was going on his honeymoon.
It even ends in a freeze frame of Ethan and Julia like laughing, and that's the end.
So, and I thought those two had really good chemistry.
Exactly. So I mean, like, as it ends, Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol for me is a reboot. Why? Because Ghost Protocol is like, okay, there's no numbered, it's not number 4, it's Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. Ving Rhames isn't in this, and it's gonna be like a whole new team with just Ethan Hunt as the centerfold. And I fucking love Ghost Protocol. What do you think of Ghost Protocol, Chad? Did you like it?
No, it was good. I still like 3 better because I felt like there was more of an emotional. I felt more of an emotional attachment to the characters in 3 than I did in Ghost Protocol. And okay, so here's my thing with Ghost Protocol. It's good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this is anywhere near the level of 2. Yeah. But it's just the story of Ghost Protocol, it never had my emotional attachment the way 3 did. But the villain was weak as hell.
I fucking hate the villain in this movie.
He didn't do anything. I mean, he did stuff, but it's like we got to know the first 3 villains far more than we did this guy. This one felt more like they were focusing on expanding a little bit more on the team.
Yeah, exactly.
As opposed to Hunt himself, which I did like, but also the villain's plot was like generic as fuck. Right out of a 60s James Bond movie. Get me launch code so I can launch a missile at the United States. Like, but it's like sometimes a simple plot can work, but I don't know. Something just it's not bad. Something just felt lacking in this one.
I mean, like, okay, it really is. Ethan Hunt's different. He takes on the role of like teacher in this movie, which again, I mean, like, again, his character is consistent because he grows. Like, he first was an agent, then he was professional, then he was a teacher and mentor to Faris and a family man, and then at Mission Impossible 4 or Ghost Protocol, the reboot, he's now a teacher to his team. Like, he's teaching them on the field, which is like I love that moment of like when Ethan Hunt grabs the dead body, puts the flurry and throws the body there, and it has the guy shoot it because that shows that he's quick on his feet. He's thinking smart. He's like, and Brandt asks, "Hey, how did you do that?" Like, I just played a hunch. I knew they weren't shooting at me; they were shooting at anything moving. So it's like, that's how they. I love it. I love it. This is why I love Ghost Protocol, because I love when the experienced dude educates the younger like folk. That's what I love about the Ghost Protocol. That's what I love about this, because Paula Patton, Agent Carter, Benji Dunn, and Brandt are all new to the game, and Ethan Hunt's like this seasoned badass.
The four of them definitely had great chemistry.
Exactly.
As a team, this team worked really well, I thought.
Yeah, exactly, and I can tell that's what Brad Bird was wanting to focus on. The fact that he gave such a generic villain with a generic plot means that he wanted to carry this team forward. And honestly, like, with the way Rogue Nation was filmed, I can tell. Like, I don't know exactly what happened, but I knew Paul Patton didn't want to come back to the fifth one, so that's why they brought back in Ving Rhames. But this was really meant to be a reboot, because Ving Rhames isn't innocent in the movie at all. I mean, he's there at the very end.
He's at the end for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, I said, like, and he's like, "Hey, like, remember Ving Rhames from the first three?" Yeah, he's there, but it really is like this new team with a new skin and a new title, and that's really it. Which I love, actually, because I found all of these stories compelling. I like the fact that Benji is like new, like this new guy in the field. Agent Carter has a grudge with Moreau because Moreau killed Hanaway. Brandt has the secret with regarding his wife.
Which sucks, because Josh Holloway is awesome, and I want to see him in more stuff. And it was like, I remember the first time I watched this, I was like, oh, hell yeah, Sawyer from Lost is in this. Oh, he's dead.
Yeah, it's very good. But I did like the fact that, like these guys all have compelling reasons to be in the field, and Ethan Hunt's teaching them. He teaches Benji, like, oh, hey, you're not in the field, you're not in the IT department anymore. You have to really step up.
Well, like when they were that first shot when they were walking into the Kremlin together, and Benji's just running his mouth, and finally, like, after 5 minutes of him doing it, that's when Hunt is finally like, "Dude, shut the fuck up!
Yeah,
stop talking! God damn it!"
Or even like more Carter was feeling guilty about Hanaway's death because they clearly had a thing. Ethan Hunt's like, you have to focus on the mission, because it's all for nothing, and his death is for nothing. So like even that is like compelling, because Ethan Hunt is essentially this mentor. Like, okay, well, look at that, Chad. A guy with experience can teach the older the newer kids something. That's something that Star Wars didn't even do.
Never seen a broken. This is the correct way to take a character that's been broken and pass things on. Because he has been broken. I mean, we find out about it later with Julia, but it's like, yeah, I'm sorry, that would kind of break me too, because it's like, we don't know exactly why, unless it's explained later, exactly what caused the rift between the decision to split him and Julia up. But it's like, it had to happen if these movies were going to continue. And it's sad, because it's like, that was the big strength of 3, was him and Julia trying to be together, wanting to be together, fighting through all the shit with Davian. And then we get to this one, and it's like, you find out she's dead, and it's like, oh shit. And then later you see, no, it was all set up so she could get a new identity and continue living her life without him. But it's like that. I know we're jumping forward, but it's like, I always love that last shot of them seeing each other from a distance, and just you can just tell just from the looks in their faces, they are both still massively in love with each other. And it's like, you just feel so bad looking at them, like they know they can't be together because of the life Ethan lives and who he is. He can't settle down. He might want to, but he can't.
That is respect for the franchise, like acknowledging that even though this is technically a reboot, acknowledging that the first three happened. Like, and we'll get more into it in Fallout, but acknowledging the fact that the first three happened just shows that with this one, like having Luther in it just for a bit to acknowledge, like, oh, those three happened, and having Julia appear.
Yeah, the fact, like, if they just named dropped Julia, oh, she died, and just left it at that, I would have been like, oh, that's rough. But it's the fact that they expanded on her death. And I thought it was interesting putting Brandt in the role of her death was what pushed him out to become an analyst instead of a field agent. But it was the fact that they showed her still alive, still living her life, being happy, that she and Hunt still care about each other. That definitely bolstered the respect of carryover from 3.
I do love that, because it really is respect for what has happened. And yeah, the villain, even though the villain sucks balls, I did like the dynamic of all the team. Like, Ethan Hunt is really this mentor to all these young up and comers, and he's teaching them. Really, shit, it goes well because Benji's a fucking badass in 5 and 6, and Brandt, even though he's not in 6, is awesome in 5. So it really is. Ethan's really teaching these guys, like, hey, you can be as good, if not better than me. And he's doing it in a proper mentoring way, even though he's not. And you can tell he's hesitant on teaching because Lindsay Farris died in 3. So it's like, I don't really want to teach these guys, but like,
I almost wish they'd name dropped Lindsay though, because that would have been a little more of, like we said, the carryover from 3 that could have bolstered it a little bit. Like something like I lost an agent or something. And Brandt would have been like, I saw a file. Her name was like Lindsay Farris. And it's like that. I think maybe that would have been a little stronger too. Like, because I agree with the points you're making, but I think like that if they just name dropped Lindsay, it could have bolstered it a little more, because it would have given it a little more like emotional depth to maybe his at first holding back. But once Ghost Protocol was announced by the president, he was like, I don't have a choice. Like, it's either give up or I've got to train and work with this team that I have here, because I don't have anything else. We have no safe houses, money, nothing. We have what we have in this train.
That was awesome. Like, scrounging, like, with how they were able to complete the mission despite the limited amount of resources they had. Genius. And we're not gonna leave Ghost Protocol without talking about the action set, the set piece. Like, every Mission Impossible has a set piece.
Oh my god, that was
the first one was the hanging from the CIA. Second one was the cliffs. Third one was the highway fight. Fourth one, the Burj Khalifa climbing scene. What do you think of that, Chan?
Just holy shit. When he gives him the gloves and he's like, you have to climb up the side of the building. I was like, no. And I'm watching it and I'm like, okay, this is not CGI. He's actually climbing on that fucking building. I don't know how Cruise talked him.
Balls of steel. I swear to God. How the fuck he can do that?
I genuinely, like, I said this to you while I was watching it. I'm going to check the bonus features because I want to see if there's like a making of that scene, because I want to actually watch it and be like, okay, how many harnesses did he actually have on him, or how many nets were beneath him? Because it's like, oh my, and it's like, you feel it too when he's climbing up and the right glove starts malfunctioning. It's like, holy God. This is one of those things, I wish I could have seen this like on the big screen too, because it's like, I would have just felt that sense of vertigo, like, oh my God. I love that. What floor is the mainframe on? 130. I even love Ethan Hunt. 130?
130? They're at like floor 80, dude. It's like, oh my God.
And then his way of getting back in, he like comes down and he's just like, he's like 4 floors above him and he's like, shit. So he does that run and it's like he barely then he hits his stomach on the bar and almost falls out, and it's like last second saving him.
I almost had a fucking heart attack. When he missed the whole.
Imagine falling from that height. You have a long time to say goodbye.
Dude, like, And man, Moreau was kicked off the
Yeah,
bridge.
she got kicked off that floor right out the window. Boom. I just love it too. She goes out, you hear the scream for like 2 seconds and she's gone.
Oh my god, dude. The Burj Khalifa set is one of my favorite all time. That's why I love Ghost Protocol. So I'll watch
And it's like, wasn't this same built? Wasn't this one? What buildings did they do those stunts from Fast and Furious 7 in? Was it the same thing?
No, it wasn't. It really wasn't. But that was CGI, dude. You can tell that was CGI.
No. That's not my point. I'm asking, did like this tall building is used for different? I could have swore that was the same building in Fast and Furious 7.
Is different. Burj Khalifa is the tallest building in the world.
I know, because that was the point when they were driving the car between building to building.
No, but that wasn't Burj Khalifa. That was different.
Okay, so it was some. Okay,
something else.
I thought it was, but yeah, you're right. But it's like that. It's like Fast and Furious. It's like this one did that sense of like being up high really well, where Fast and Furious 7 just did it really idiotically.
I don't think it's not an example how committed Tom Cruise is.
God,
I swear
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Flying to Burj Khalifa, I'd be like, I'm gonna fucking shit myself right now. High as hell.
I'd be like, how much are you giving me? Because if I die, it's not quick.
It's gonna be a long time before that rope snaps and you fall, dude. That's insane.
Well, and you know what? We didn't even talk about it. The intro, the escape from prison. That was awesome. That was a great intro for the movie.
Even the crown. I like that gadget, the screen that like follows the eyes.
That was cool.
As more people come in, like it's a
it's like a shit. It's like one of those like, oh shit, is this like a glitch in the Matrix? Is our reality falling apart? Oh, it's just a screen. But what I liked about the prison escape was it did. I get what you mean about the reboot feel, because it's like you don't see him right away. Like you know it's him, but you don't see him. And then when it's like his door finally opens and he sits up and he turns, Ethan Hunt, there he is.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it's the whole wondering why he's there. And I thought it was cool how they revealed. So the only thing I didn't get about the end was, did he actually kill those Serbian guys to get thrown in prison? Or was that all just a setup that he killed them out of revenge for Julia's death to get thrown in? Or was the kills all just a fake to cover up her death?
It was a fake out because
so he claimed he killed 6 guys to get thrown into prison when he actually didn't.
Yeah, actually did. Because Ethan Hunt won't kill unless he absolutely has to. That was the whole thing about it, right?
Yeah, I know. That's why I was double checking, because it was like they worded it kind of confusingly.
Yeah. No. Those Serbians died in a different way. It's just the fact that they were used as a cover to be like, okay, that's why Ethan Hunt needs to be in this prison, because there were suspicions that Cobalt had, dumb name by the way, Cobalt, really? Cobalt had people inside the prison, which is like, all right, I do the job. But man, this is when Tom Cruise gets paid like the big bucks, and this is why he isn't in expendable movies or Predator reboots. It's because of those.
Because he won't do that
shit. The fucking Burj Khalifa climbing scene alone was like, oh my god, holy shit, I can't do that.
No, it was good. I said, I still like 3 better, but this was a good way to, I guess, restart things, which I still think 3 could have been the beginning of all of that. But I guess it's how anyone views it. I mean, because I almost view it as 1 and 2 were their own things, and 3 was where everything going forward kind of started because of Julia herself.
Yeah. I can't wait till we review Rogue Nation and Fallout, because I'm gonna fucking have an orgasm all over that, because I love the Rogue Nation and Fallout are like in my opinion, are top tier Mission Impossible movies. And when you watch Rogue Nation later, tell me how.
Which I'm literally about we're recording this now. I'm about to go watch Rogue Nation like as soon as we finish recording.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And then I'm gonna rewatch Fallout right afterwards.
I have to rewatch. Like in my marathon, I rewatched Fallout even though I've seen it like a bunch of times.
Fallout's amazing. I can't wait to get there.
All right, so I'm Chad. I'm sorry, I'm Santino. That was twice now. I need to go to bed. I'm so tired from the whole day.
Oh.
I'm Santino signing off.
And I'm Chad. Thanks for tuning in.